What's up, Supreme Team, and welcome to the channel. Y'all, yesterday, Melody decided to tease us with some tea that she said she was going to drop once it aired on the show this season. So she was talking, child. She said, listen, there are some people that's, a little ungrateful, I'm assuming. She said they do a lot of talk about not wanting to be on television, and yet there they are. She said, listen, she opened the door for a lot of people to have opportunities. And I know for certain that I've heard Marsau and Tisha say they never wanted to be on TV or on the show. I've heard Tisha's mother say it a lot recently. I've heard maybe even Kimmy say it, that she didn't want to be on TV, and yet here she is. So I think Melody, oh, and she even said there's people who wanted to be on TV, couldn't make it, and now they're on her show. So I know that was a smack at Stormy. Listen, she's smacking at people right now. Then she said that there was someone who reached out to a member of her team who goes by the name Sean, and said that that person offered a very lucrative deal to work with her. Now listen to this, and yeah, check it out.
Listen, Sean, remember this name. Please, y'all remember the name Sean, because Sean is the one who facilitated, and you correct me if I'm wrong, who facilitated a deal between me and another
Oh my goodness.
Someone reached out to my team.
Well, I gotta be honest, you guys. But go ahead, Melody.
Someone reached out to my team and had a deal request. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say for right now. And Sean facilitated that. You remember that? You remember those days, Sean?
How can I forget? It was a pretty nice deal. Pretty nice. But yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna say for right now.
Okay, she said that's all she's going to say for right now. Y'all, I'm curious what this deal was. I remember her and Don Michelle talking about it on the show, like talking about this QVC deal. And I was waiting to see when that came up. I'm curious if that was the deal, because they actually mentioned that one on the show right ahead of the Black Expo, the first one, right? So anyway, you guys, y'all can talk to me in the comments. Let me know which deal you think that is. But Tisha and Marsau are definitely throwing juju at the cast right now, okay? In episode 7, Tisha and Marsau was standing on their high horse, pointing their finger, saying that everything that has gone bad for the other cast members has happened because they went against the Scotts. And they called names out, child. When I tell you they were giving the Miss Seeley from The Color Purple juju fingers, that's exactly what they were doing. And yeah, this had nothing to do with arthritis, okay? Even though Seeley's fingers are a little, crunked up, it was not the arthritis fingers, it was the juju fingers, make no mistake. But we're going to talk about that and what they meant, child, in just a second, okay? First, I need y'all to share this video right now. Also, hit the like button, please, and thank you, because that is how others find me, right here on YouTube. I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. All right, guys, this is a discussion about reality TV. It's for entertainment purposes only. All comments are opinion and alleged, okay? If you missed the review I did for episode 7, Me and My Sister Clone, please check it out. Here is the thumbnail for it. And yeah, let's get into Tisha and Marsau, child. They literally, it may have not been picked up because they were kind of slick about it. You know what I'm saying? At first, they were giving us kind of some rehearsed conversation. Tisha was looking for a little praise for being a mother and a businesswoman and a stay-at-home wife. Okay. And no, I did not make that up, because there is no one more confused about whether or not Tisha is a boss or a stay-at-home housewife, then Tisha and Marsau, they go back and forth between what she does all the time. And they did it again in this episode. But after they go through that, and Marsau tried to give Tisha a little bit of a compliment, child, saying that Tisha, you have to know that if you just be the best you will also be the best wife and the best mother. And Tisha kind of just nodded at him a little bit. But then they brought the funk. They said that they are completely impacted by Melody and Martell's fighting. And they also said that they are blamed for everything that Mel and Martell has going on. They said that they constantly want to put the Scotts down. And when they said they, I am assuming that they are talking about the fan base, that the fan base is constantly trying to put the Scotts down based on what Mel and Martell have going on. And they said they are tired of it, okay? Silly fingers, child. Silly fingers. They said everybody who goes against them or have something bad to say about them ends up in a bad situation because God has them every single time. Now that's when things just kind of was like, ooh, you can feel something is going wrong. They started naming it out. They said Melody and Martell are divorced now because they went against the Scotts. They said Tiffany and Lewis also had their problems. And we know that Tiffany and Lewis, Tiffany in particular, was going through like a bout of depression, postpartum depression. He said that that happened because they went against the Scotts. He said Kiki and Amin also have their problems because they went against the Scotts. And Tisha said, you might as well throw Stormy and Courtney up in there because right now they are doing the most, okay? And Marsau was like, yeah, let's put them in the mix, child. They want everybody to know you come against them, you're going to get it handed to you. Now, this is a conversation. This conversation actually continued in the later part of the show, but with Marsau and Melody. So it looks like it's going to be a running theme. In fact, the conversation between Melody and Marsau is going to continue in part 8. And again, he is blaming Mel for a lot. He basically said that their lives, Tisha and Marsau's lives, are inextricably connected to Melody and Martell. And I guess now he is putting it all out there. And so I told y'all, I asked y'all in a poll ahead of this live, I said, go ahead and vote on if you think what Marsau is saying is true or false. But based on that scene alone and some of the things that Mel was saying about, well, hell, y'all said y'all don't want to be on TV and here you are. I'm kind of wondering if this is, if what Mel said yesterday in her live had to do with this scene, because I caught it, child. Again, I talked about it. If y'all did not see it, check it out. But I did talk about it. Now, not only did Tisha Marsau show their hand at, saying that the rest of the cast is their footstool and maybe even the fans, child, they also showed their hand in that they are not as tight as they want people to think they are. Marsau and Tisha right now, in particular Tisha is on another level. And I know that people they're not fond of Tisha. Tisha has, it takes a lot, but she literally is looking at Marsau differently than she has before. And I don't know if you guys saw that. Tisha is giving Marsau a lot of who the hell do you think you are? And she even asked them that in the scene. Now, y'all remember last season, Melody made a really slick comment to Marsau when they had went to have coffee and basically kind of squashed the beef. But what they ended up saying is, Marsau said, I'm not going to stop throwing shade at you or your businesses. And Mel said, well, fine, make sure you're okay, because I'm going to throw shade back. Marsau said something like, oh, Mel, oh, don't cry, right? Don't cry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Mel. She said, I'm not crying, Marsau, and I won't be crying when Tisha leaves your ass. So she said that, I think in season 6A. And then in this episode, episode 7, she makes the comment, free Tisha. Marsau said, free my man Martell, free my man Martell though. And she said, hell, what did you mean by that? And free Tisha. And if y'all are paying attention, Tisha is definitely wanting to be free. I kid you not. So Tisha right now is talking back and telling Marsau, listen, I'm tired of you embarrassing me. And she has a right to say that. Love or hate Tisha, for the first time, Tisha looked like she was, standing up to Marsau and basically saying, listen, you keep doing things to me on this television show and in public, and you get upset at the little things I do, you're calling out. Now, a lot of people were like, rah, rah, rah. I love that Marsau is calling Tisha's butt out. But listen, it was just a couple of months ago that Tisha had to stand in a scandal that Marsau brought to her front door. It involved her husband, her makeup artist, her cousin, and a tenant of all things, a tenant that was about to take over a space at their property. That is a big deal. And Marsau, we didn't hear him apologize to Tisha on screen and say, listen, this is my fault. I shouldn't have brought this to you. And Tisha is, for the first time, even though she didn't say that here, she definitely made a face like, are you kidding me, Marsau? And I was here for it, child. I was here for it. Despite the fact that Tisha is wrong a lot of the time, her husband is wrong too. And as defensive as he said Tisha is, she's most likely defensive because Marsau puts her on the defense, child. We cannot ignore that. And this was the face right here. This was the face right here that she was making, okay? That let you know that she is kind of done with Marsau in her head. Like, this mother thinks I'm stupid. Like, I don't know what to do. Now, he does think she's stupid, child. I ain't gonna lie about that. But anyway, let's move on. Also, I forgot to mention, Tisha was embarrassed on national TV, had water thrown in her face. Okay. She was embarrassed by the blogs because we all talked about it, both the written blogs, the video blogs, everybody talked about it. And in front of her whole entire family, she was embarrassed by Marsau. So Marsau is, he's being condescending, his usual self, condescending and embarrassing her. But in this scene, he doubled down on the embarrassing her when he said, Tisha, do you think this is the only thing you do wrong? No, no, no. And Tisha literally was like, this motherfucker is crazy. But I did enjoy it. So they went from telling everybody they were throwing juju on them to literally kicking up their own juju because they're not good, child. Marsau ended up walking out of the scene by T, looking at his phone like he has better things to do. And that is how it ended. Y'all, I think that Marsau is so used to running over Tisha that he can't even tell that she is different in these moments on screen, to be honest. And when you couple that with Melody saying, listen, Tisha's about to go, with Martell saying Tisha's about to go, with Stormy saying, listen, Tisha's good on her own. It's Marsau who is the problem. I'm just kind of curious if he even knows that all of this is going on in his own house. The scandals that Marsau brings to Tisha's doorstep changes people. It really does. And I think even Kimmy said that one time when they all had dinner. Kimmy said, listen, you do this stuff and you don't even recognize that it's your wife who takes the hit. But y'all, I don't know. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Right now, I think that Marsau should tread lightly. If he didn't realize it before, the stuff that has come to his home is really going to be the downfall of his own relationship. He's in here wishing hexes on others, but y'all talk to me. Let me know what y'all think, okay? No, Marsau, no, no, and no. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? Become a subscriber of the Supreme Team. If you have not already, hit your notification bells too. That way you don't miss any of my videos, okay? Share it. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I will check you all on the next one.